What a morning. What a way to wake up. Today we are going to be discussing the most recent Doctor Who news, which is that, of course, the 2026 Christmas special has been canceled. And we currently don't know exactly what's going on with the show. If you haven't heard, yes, the originally planned 2026 Christmas special was canceled by the BBC. They won't be making it. According to Russell T Davies, there never was a script. They never cast anyone, so that's interesting. We'll get to that later. Um, Here's the thing. I love Doctor Who. Doctor Who truly is like my whole life. And I don't feel ashamed in saying that, right? It's something I love. It's something that has brought me close to so many amazing people. And there's so much of it, right? There's Doctor Who, but there's also all of the spin-offs, there's the expanded universe, etc. Like it genuinely is a universe, and it's a universe that's been very central to my life for about 15 years now. So the great majority of my life. And yet, if I ever envisioned this happening, if I ever envisioned reading the words that there wouldn't be new Doctor Who for the foreseeable future, I probably would have been broken. I probably would have been freaking out. And yet, this morning, I won't lie, I felt relieved. I'm a person who is always looking at the positive, right? And even now, I'm looking at the positive, which of course we'll discuss. But I'll be honest with you, when I first saw Billy Piper on the screen last year, my first reaction was that the show was going to be canceled. Like that was my first thought, was we are not making it very far with this at all. Um, and now we've reached that point where we are openly acknowledging that it's not working. It's not going to work if they try to do it. And I'm very glad that the BBC and the people behind Doctor Who recognize that. So yes, I was relieved, because in my head this meant that even if it takes a couple years, even if it takes longer than that, at least the focus will be on making quality Doctor Who and setting it up for success and for the future, not just looking at the past and kind of bringing in the nostalgia and banking entirely on that while not having a super clear vision for the extended future. Don't get me wrong, I am still disappointed, and frankly, I am a little bit nervous. Who wouldn't be, right? We don't have certainty of what's going to happen going forward. All we know is that the BBC is going to put the show out to tender, which means they're looking for a new production company, new partners, things like that. And that process could take a while. We don't know if it'll be successful, right? It's a very scary, uncertain time right now. And obviously, I wish them the best. And I have the belief that, right, there are partners out there who can make this show successful. It's just a matter of whether those deals work out and how long it takes. But I am disappointed, right? Obviously, I love Doctor Who. I want to see it on my screen, but I want to see something that I'm happy with, and something that I can trust, and something that is really actually true to the spirit of Doctor Who. And I don't feel like we've quite had that these last couple of years. I'm also feeling a little angry, to be honest. Russell T Davies, as I said, he said nothing was written, nobody was cast, and so all I can think is, how long have they known that this wasn't going to work out? How long have they known that this wasn't going to be happening, and how long have they drawn out to this announcement, rather than being upfront and honest with us before? He said they kind of cooked it up as a means of, giving us something to look forward to, but I would have much rather had honesty from the get-go, to be honest. And I think that creating a false idea of a Christmas special that might happen arguably does a lot worse for the brand and the show's reputation, rather than just being upfront from the get-go, because now it looks like there's yet another failed attempt at bringing it back, which doesn't really inspire a lot of confidence. Branching off from that anger is irritation. In my mind, and I feel very comfortable and confident in saying this, Doctor Who is very easy to get right. It really is. Okay, you have the easiest formula in which to have a rotating cast and crew. You have time and space travel, which opens the door to an almost infinite amount of stories, right? And then beyond that, what makes Doctor Who work, right? You gotta get weird. You got to stop playing it safe. You got to get weird. Okay? I'm talking like Big Finish 2000s level weird. Secondly, you got to get personal. You have to focus on the characters. You have to make them real people with real lives and real stakes and real drama between the core cast. Thirdly, you have to make it feel real. And what I mean by that, obviously, I said you got to make it weird, but you got to make it real in the sense that these characters and these worlds that you're stepping into have to feel like they actually exist. Like we are actually traveling to them. For example, in the 2000s, it was grimy, it was real. You felt like the characters were truly stepping into a world rather than the very clean and polished Bad Wolf era where it more or less felt like this world was built for the characters, if that makes sense. Furthermore, a way to make Doctor Who work is to keep bringing in new people, is to rotate things. And in this last era, we didn't see a lot of new talent. We didn't see a lot of new names in the writer's room. Obviously, it was largely the same producers, composer, showrunner that we had 20 years ago. And that can work, right? To set the show up for success and kind of bring back something they know works, as long as they would have also worked on fostering new talent and bringing new people in. And I don't feel like that really happened much at all. And that disappoints me because here's the thing, we don't need to wait, right? We don't need to wait for a new showrunner to come along or for new writers to come along because they exist. They're out there. The expanded universe of Doctor Who right now is putting out some of the best stories that it's ever had and has consistently done that. Furthermore, there's plenty of talent right now that are hungry for work, that are showing, like, proving their talent, improving their vision in the industry right now. Like, these people exist. The way to make Doctor Who work, the people who are needed to make it work exist. They just need to be let into the room. On that thread, a lot of people have said, like, oh, well, it's the Wilderness Years #2, Electric Boogaloo, like, we're back in the wilderness. And here's the thing, guys, I just want to make you all aware the wilderness years have still like been happening. Like all of these great expanded universe teams and writers and stories have still been being released, and I'm not even talking about just Big Finish, right? Obviously they're putting out some great stuff too, but there's teams like Arc Beetle, for example, with their Christopher Quedge series. They recently just published Lungbarrow by Loomlight, which I reviewed and which you should read. But they've also got loads of other great stories, okay? And so all of this stuff is still out there, right? That's another thing you don't have to wait for. You don't have to wait for more Wilderness Years content to come out because there is so much of it that's coming out. It's coming out soon. It's been coming out that you can backlog, that you can read, listen to, watch all of this older stuff. And you don't have to wait to create either. I want to stress that, you guys. Okay. Actually, the reason why the show came back, right, is because of the Wilderness Years. Because fans were persistent and they showed up and they created and they showed their love for what was created. And we can still do that now. Every day I see Doctor Who fans, not even just the ones that I know personally, putting out great work, right? Fan audios, fanzines, other expanded universe works, things like that. Again, all of these people who are creating all of this stuff exist. So we might feel a little bit lost for a few minutes. I certainly do right now. But the fact is, there is a lot of Doctor Who out there. There is a lot of Doctor Who waiting to be explored. And it's just kind of our time to take charge and really do our best to contribute to that and to lead that and to keep things going until we know what comes next. So what is next? Like, what would I want to see? First and foremost, I really want to see Doctor Who get a writer's room. Okay, I know that's not really a thing in the UK as much as it is here for us Americans, but I do think it's needed, right? I think obviously there should be a shared goal, a shared vision that a showrunner might have that the team works towards, but I think you need a team of people in the room, ideally a diverse team of new and old writers and, people from various backgrounds who can bring in all these different ideas and challenge each other and push each other forward and really work together to make the show so different and weird and unique. I just cannot stress how much I feel that's necessary. Second of all, like I said, I would really want to see a return to the more personal version of Doctor Who, like something more in line with what we saw in Russell's first era, the Moffat era, really investing in these characters, in these companions, and giving them time to shine, and focusing on the relationships between the characters rather than just having it feel like, oh, this is the doctor and this is their companion and they're doing all the regular Doctor Who stuff. I don't have a script for this video, by the way, so I don't know if I'm making sense. I'll wrap it up now because I think there's only so much that can be said about this process right now. I mean, just to recap, like, there's a lot of different feelings going on. I'm feeling angry, irritated, disappointed. But on this other hand, I am feeling so inspired because I know how amazing Doctor Who fans are. I know how amazing the expanded universe is. And really having looked so much more into that and appreciated that for so long, I'm really feeling like rather than losing Doctor Who, I'm just shifting more focus onto the expanded universe and onto the fan community and fan creations. And I really do, I recommend that others do the same. Ultimately, I of course do hope the main show comes back, and I wish the BBC, you know, the best of luck in the tenderizing process, in terms of getting new partners, and finding new ways to make the show. I do think it needs a little bit of a rest, and this is that opportunity, but I really don't think it needs to be that long, considering, as I said, all of the people and things we need to make Doctor Who great are already out there, right? So I hope that we see Doctor Who back on our screen soon. But I think we'll be okay. Also, in the meantime. Sending love to everybody. I know this came as a big shock to some people, not a shock to others, but I know either way, a lot of us are feeling a lot of complex emotions. I love all of you guys so much, and I remain so grateful for the fact that Doctor Who is such a big part of my life, largely because it's helped me meet all of you, so many of my friends, so many people that I love and have worked with and want to work with. It's such a great community, and I'm so thankful to have everyone during a time like this. So if you ever want to chat, if you want to complain, if you want to do anything, even if you've got exciting projects coming up, maybe just talk about them in the comments, or let me know, and I'll do my best to either take part or just to share them going forward. So hopefully I'll see you guys all in the TARDIS soon, but in the meantime, I hope you're having a great day, night, whatever time it is for you. I hope you're staying safe, happy, and healthy, and breathe. Okay, bye. Hello, before I go, I am, for those of you who don't know, I do circular Gallifreyan art. I do commissions, pins, stickers, bookmarks, all of that, and I'm currently running a sale on all of that on Etsy and my Ko-Fi, which is the preferred method. And so I'm trying to pay off my student loans, and I'm also trying to buy stamps. So if you want, please go check that out. Please, support my work. And yes, bye.